Why don't I care about opinions? The flip side of that is what happened to truth. Hi, my name is Luke Watley. I have a master's in mental health counseling, and I'm a licensed professional counselor in Virginia. I'm also the author of Off Script Therapy, referring to getting off of our narrative to be more present, and or getting off of our medication because we understand ourselves better, the depression is less than it was, or the anxiety is solved. Um, Whatever. We need to aim to be freer in life. At least as a mental health counselor, that is my wish for all of my clients. So, the key issue that I have with opinions is that it contributes to division, not identity. I'll explain. First, consider famous people for their opinions. Include influencers. I don't have to name them. Consider why people like you or I listen to them. It could be to validate our own opinion. It could be to refine ways to talk about our opinions. It could be to seek a feeling of belonging, acceptance, identity. But it leads to righteousness. The more an opinion is believed, it doesn't matter if it's true, the more righteous people feel about them. Believing them, propagating them. People who want to control a narrative infiltrate the world of opinions, and it opens the door to the creation of fake news. It is used to manipulate and control. We can fall for it. Even our leaders in the opinion market can serve as a propaganda machine if they're not careful. The opinion market destroys critical thinking and the quest for truth. Opinions are easy. Seeking the truth takes effort, patience. Opinions don't make the world better. Opinions are not healing. People worship opinions, but they're really chasing an identity. People present opinions as truth. If you present information that challenges their opinion, they often react like you're attacking their religion. Opinions are worshipped. This comes from all walks of life, PhD or not. Opinions are not an expression of true identity. Instead, it's a chasing of identity, as if your identity were outside of yourself. That chasing needs to be renewed and validated because it's not sustained by truth. Only the truth brings lasting transformation and healing. That chasing is a distraction to who we really are and to who humanity needs us to be. That chasing fosters more chasing. It keeps us trapped in an infinite and ending loop of apparent clarity, but it's confusion. We only need it because we feel lost. So we think we need to attach to something in order to feel a sense of belonging and acceptance to avoid feeling lost. But it's illusion. As a result, we become very sensitive, irritated, enraged if that believed identity is challenged by people who have different opinions. It is a shallow skin deep identity that easily feels attacked. We rage because without identity we're nothing. We shatter internally. If it were your true identity, you would not have to defend it. It would not easily be challenged. You would feel solid and calm, knowing who you are. What is your true identity? Today, people search for an identity in all the wrong places. Opinions, following superstars, politics, religion, ethnicity, and even mental health diagnoses. It's all ego driven. Of all of these, your ethnicity is the closest to an identity, but I would say your ethnicity is more like a vehicle that is given to you at birth to navigate this human world. It can help define your expression, but your true identity is deeper than that. You could have been born in a different ethnic group and still be the same inside. Your true identity is in your creativity, your ability to find joy, your expression as an artist or a spiritual presence, a humanist presence, a scientist, a friend, a lover, a parent, etc., etc. Your identity has to do with authenticity, what you have to make the world better. Okay, you could use your true identity to abuse power, but it would be corrupted by ego. I think of our true identity as being independent of ego. If religion helps you find your true voice, a voice that comes from authenticity and peace and joy, then religion is a proper vehicle to your expression and quest. If politics is a platform that helps you find peace, bring peace, joy, harmony, and love to the world, then politics is a proper vehicle to your expression and quest. Your true identity is of service for the good, for healing yourself and those around you to bring humanity out of this ego trip of oppressive power. The loss of true identity. I'm a mental health counselor. In my experience, a main reason we seek therapy is that we're looking for a deeper connection with self. This distance from self is expressed as lack of self esteem, grandiosity, addiction, depression, anxiety, PTSD, CPTSD, financial or relationship issues, and so on. Many factors have contributed to this. We're not born empty. We're born with strengths and weaknesses which we need to embrace, but sometimes confront. Our parents and teachers and leaders have problems of their own. We cannot always count on them for guidance. The way we responded to the challenges in our childhood has led us to who we think we are today. Society promotes distractions to true identity and very few avenues to find our true identity. Why does it matter to find our true identity? First, because we suffer from feeling lost, and we do anything to escape that feeling, which usually causes even more suffering. Second, so we are no longer so easily manipulated. And third, because being truly you matters beyond what you know. This is an excerpt from my book, Off Script Therapy. Each of our journeys is a beautiful, mesmerizing, and choreographed dance with the whole universe. No one can be ostracized from this dance. We all have steps to bring to it. We all belong in it, no matter how we feel or how others see and treat us. Each human being has a spiritual path which I imagine as learning the steps of one's own soul dance. Humanity also has a spiritual path in which each of our dances has a place and needs to be welcomed and integrated. If one step of the dance from one of us is missing, we have a clumsy dance, which points to where we can learn to dance better together. And this is just the beginning, as we have to learn to integrate our dance with that of all of nature. Do you see the future I'm suggesting? A vision of humanity learning to create joy and peace and love together, not as independent islands from each other, but as a team? In order to achieve that, we need to value who we are and each other's differences. How to find our true identity? The first question out of chaos is, who am I? You're not what you do. I don't believe the true identity of serial killers is what they do. I believe their behavior comes from deep unresolved anger. If you're authentic, creative, then what you do is an expression of who you truly are. You seek peace and harmony. My counseling, my writing, my photography are expressions of my identity. My identity does not disappear if I'm forbidden to be a counselor, a writer, or a photographer. We need to experience our life by engaging with it authentically. Know your deepest questions. For example, what is love? What meaning do I find in life? Who do I want to be? What are my deepest fears? How do I embrace the feeling of being alive? What do I want to contribute to my family, friends, humanity? What are my life dreams for myself, my loved ones, humanity? If you meet the Buddha on the road, kill him. That expression comes from Zen. It's a metaphor for getting inspiration from the Buddha, but then using that to find yourself, leaving the Buddha behind. And you can replace the Buddha with any of your heroes. It is okay to seek guidance, but that guidance should free us. Like crutches, we need to let them go eventually. Opinions are like crutches. They're not the end goal. Yes, it is hard work, but it is the most rewarding work. And it is where you're unique. You're not unique in your suffering. That is a misconception that makes people avoid therapy. People fear their suffering and pain cannot be understood by anyone. At least a lot of people do. But no, everyone understands suffering. Some people just dismiss it by statements like, don't cry, don't be a crybaby, pull yourself up by the bootstraps. You make me sick. This is because they don't want to look at their own suffering. But we are unique in our creativity. Finding inspirations. It's hard to do it all alone. Think of your life as an adventure towards self-discovery. Allow yourself to dive in the unknown. You won't find yourself outside of yourself unless you use the outside to discern who you are and who you're not. We are inspired by true heroes and by others' stories and victories overcoming difficult odds. We've role models like Buddha, Jesus, Gandhi, Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King Jr. You may have your own. And even closer to us, for example, Will Smith opens the door to a healthy conversation about masculinity when he shares his experience leading to his understanding of the difference between being a male, who is self-centered, versus being a man, who is of service. Elizabeth Gilbert's book, Eat, Pray, Love, describes her journey to find herself and find peace with herself. Note that these examples of self-discovery do not come from their opinions, but from their experiences. We find ourselves in our experiences and in challenging our experiences. In conclusion, the current infatuation our culture has with opinions and opinion promoters is reinforcing an us versus them mentality. It's leading us astray from critical thinking, from the quest to find ourselves, and to seek common ground, paving a road to peace. And it blinds us to how opinions are used as a tool for manipulation and division, and therefore control. When you touch on your true identity, you rekindle with joy and peace and a deeper experience and expression of love and empathy. You notice distractions to your path. You belong inwardly and no longer seek to belong to something external. There is less chasing after recognition, validation, being loved. You love yourself and you attract love. You are not so easy to manipulate. You are free.